Has debate jargon become too much of a chore? Does every round you enter leave you wanting to know more? Well, look no further because one clap is the key. It's time for Professor Graham and Kevin's ABCs. Hello debaters, welcome back to the final episode of Professor Graham's ABCs of Debate. I'm Professor Graham, here with my pal Kevin, and today the word of the day is going to be skills. But there's a Z at the end, so it counts. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Skills is a reference to the things that you should have been picking up on as we've been going through this series. Personally, this has been a blast to work on, and I hope that maybe you've learned a little something or two on this amazing journey. That being said, the month of August has come to an end, and with the end of the month comes the end of an era. But I couldn't leave you stranded today, so this episode is going to be a quick takeaway of all the things that you've hopefully learned from some of the other episodes. So let's talk about some of the most important skills that you've hopefully picked up on. Number 1, do what you love and adapt when necessary. I think above all, this series exists to teach you about other concepts and give you a new perspective on some things that you may have been doing. While it may come off as a little strict about some things you can and can't do, debate is a fluid activity that allows you to express yourself. If you hate existential impacts, nobody's forcing you to run them. If you like saying, I'm going to be taking exactly 2 minutes and 13 seconds of prep, I quite frankly can't stop you. If you start your speech off with, my time begins on my first word, if it makes you feel more confident, then go for it. There's only one person who knows exactly how every round you were in went, and it's you. So if you have fun doing your own thing, then that's awesome. That being said, if you get to a point where maybe you keep losing to the state's counterplan every round, for example, it's time to consider taking your awesome AF that you built and just adjusting it. Adaptation and change are a good thing, but the best debating comes when you do things yourself and you're confident in what you're doing. 2, your judges are goobers. Whether it's me in the back of the room or an 80-year-old grandma, your judges are going to do weird things, have weird pet peeves, and just some horrible hot takes. But a lot of the time, when they start acting like straight-up goobers, it's because you weren't properly articulating the things that you wanted to convey. At the end of the day, even if you rocketed out all of your answers to a contention in 5.5 seconds, if the judge isn't able to extrapolate those and put them into a decision, it didn't matter what you did. Despite all the technique, remember that debate is a communications game. Who can effectively communicate the most good arguments to convince somebody of something? So do your best to eliminate those variables and debate your best by sounding articulate and being educated on the literature that you're invested in. 3, technique. Put yourself ahead of the game by practicing some more of the specific techniques that we covered in the series. Extending arguments using the EAR method. Try forcing people to go for positions they didn't want to with straight turns. Do some sick impact calculus and literally instantaneously win my ballot. All of these things are just tiny changes that have cascading effects about your understanding about debate as an activity. Keep it the hard work and things will make so much more sense so much quicker. Lastly, before we go, I think it's worth mentioning that despite the ABCs of debate being over, there's maybe a concept or two or maybe even a couple dozen that we haven't covered that you'd like to see. I'm sure that I'll do some of these on my own, like theory, verbatim, file construction, but that's like 3 out of the 30 plus terms I just thought of in the last 10 minutes. If you have a term you'd like me to cover, let us know in the comments. Shoot us an email, or if you catch me at a tournament, just let me know. I'd love to keep this train rolling and provide as much information about debate as I possibly can. Thank you. Thank you all for watching Professor Graham's ABCs of Debate. I wish you all the best and much success in your debate career future. Whew. Well, at least I finally get to take a break from video editing, because that was literally killing me.